Hey, my friend, this lesson is gonna be fun. We are going to craft some apocalyptic sounding chord progressions together. So last year, I have a student who had to write music for the video game of a friend, and the goal was to get a dreadful, desolation type of mood, and he chose this chord progression right here. Or something close to it as I remember it. And I said, this is a great start, but I think it doesn't make me feel dread. It just sounds straight up sad to me. So we could improve upon this chord progression. It's a great start because he picked the key of D minor, the saddest of all keys. But the problem here is I think he chose purposefully to use a lot of minor chords, which are used to create a sad mood, right? So we have D minor, A minor, and G minor. But my problem here is that all of these minor chords fit within the key of D minor. Nothing jumps at you. Nothing is surprising here. It just sounds smooth. But when you want to make feel the feeling of dread, you want to make people feel uneasy. And to feel uneasy, you need a few notes that are going to jump at you. Notes that shouldn't be there in your key, right? So the best technique for me is to use chromatic mediants. It's just a complicated term to say that we are going to pick another chord after the first one, which is a third apart, either lower or higher. So we could go a minor third or a major third, lower or higher. So practically, it means that we play our D minor chord, and then we either go 3 frets up, 1, 2, 3, and we build another minor chord. So it's D minor, and then F minor. You feel that little feeling of uneasiness of both of these chords are not as closely related as, let's say, D minor and A minor and G minor, right? It just sounds smooth, but this, right? So we could go 3 frets up, we could go 4 frets up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and build a chord on F sharp minor. And we can do exactly the same thing, but lower also. So we could start here and go 3 frets down, which would be B minor. Or we could go 4 frets down, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a B flat minor. So for the kind of mood we are going for today, my favorites are 3 frets up, so a minor third higher, the F minor, and my other favorite is 4 frets down, so a major third below. So B flat minor. So let's say that we are going to replace one chord, and we're gonna start with a D minor, and then we're gonna go to B flat minor, which already sounds more dreadful, so it sounds like this. And I didn't plan to talk about this, but it just made me realize it's the same principle than in the Phantom of the Opera, right? I think it's even in the same key. It's the same principle here. It's a chromatic median. And we just go through all the chromatic notes in the way. So it's exactly the same principle here. So we could go even further to make a more complete chord progression, because now we applied the principle of chromatic medians at a micro level, just one chord after another. But we could use it at a macro level, at a more structural level. So we could take a few chords, let's say 2 chords or 4 chords, and just transpose them a chromatic median higher too. So it just means that if I am in the key of D minor, I could go in the key of F minor, for example, which is 3 frets up, right? And take exactly the same chord relationship, but apply it to my key of F minor. So if I had D minor and B flat minor, then I could use F minor and D flat minor. Exactly the same distance between both chords, right? Right? And what I like about this is to find another key that's going to tie into the next key really well. So if I end on D flat minor, and I want to come back to the beginning of the chord progression, which is D minor, those chords are really close together and they kind of attract each other. Da, 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 da. So it just ties in everything nicely. So we've got... right? And if we take the same little arpeggio pattern that we had, now I feel dread, now I feel the desolation, I feel the panic a little bit of an apocalypse, right? And then if we put that as a backing track with some ambient effects, we can improvise, and you're going to see if I improvise little melodies on top, you will truly feel that feeling of dreadfulness. So let's try a little something here. You're going to hear really how it sounds. So you see a little bit the mood we're going for here. I find it super cool. It's a great improvement on this chord progression for that apocalypse feeling, or even post-apocalypse. Some people feel like a post-apocalypse is more peaceful. It depends on your opinions on that. But there you go. And if you want to learn how to make the ambient effects that I made right here, the little chord swells that sound like this, if you want to learn how to make that, I actually have a free course that's called A Beginner's Guide to Ambient Guitar. You can get it, first link in the description box. I go through the kinds of pedals that you need to get to make those effects. Then I'm teaching you how to make the effects and how to loop with your looper and make arrangements so that you can make your own guitar songs by yourself. So once again, first link in the description box if you're interested in it. And then you're going to be able to make your own apocalyptic sounding backing tracks. So thanks a lot for watching my lesson, and until next time, au revoir.